So now I'm going to select the line chart. And again, I'm going to pick one of the most basic ones. You can choose to have dots for each of the points. So I'm actually going to go with one of those. It's going to show us the chart, and it automatically inserts it right into this worksheet. I'm going to move it down here so it's out of the way of other data. And again, we can begin formatting. We don't need the series label because we have labels on the rest of the chart. We see here at the bottom it does indicate the label for each of the dots as well as the sample size. And again, you'll notice that in this one it did start at 78% and go up to 94%. So again, if you want to change that, you just need to right-click, format the axis, and change these options from auto to fixed. We're going to move 78, which is where it started, to 0. And the maximum, it ended at 94, and we're going to put that to 1.00, which will change it to 100. Again, the changes between the different groups are minimal, but what we're seeing here is the progression throughout the course of the day, what the average student achievement is in each class. Okay? Up here at the top, you're going to see a variety of options for formatting your chart. And so there we go. If we double click on our chart, then we'll see the options there. And when you click on different parts of the chart, it's going to show you different options for changing it. Okay, so when we clicked on here, we're now looking at color options for changing. We're also looking at the type of chart. If you wanted to change that after the fact, you could. You could change it back to this one. We could also change it to a bar chart. Here we go. All right, so we're now going to take a look at data set C, where we're going to do the same things that we've done in data A and B. However, we're going to create it in a completely separate worksheet within the same workbook. Okay, so let's save this one and move on to data set C. There we go. And when we're looking at data set C, to refresh our memory, we looked at class period as well as race of students. And we decided that for this one, we're going to show a bar graph that shows a breakdown of student achievement results by students' race. And so right now we see the races listed here. We now need to figure out what our sample size for each is. So we're going to count African American. We have 9 students. And we have 3 Asian students. So let's go ahead and enter that information in. American, N equals 9, Asian, N equals 3. For Latino students, we have 6 Latino students. Native American equals 1. We're beginning to see why it can be important to include sample size. And for white students, we have 5. While we're comparing averages directly against each other, when we're able to see the sample size on the chart, then anyone viewing that information can be wary of numbers. For example, the average student achievement for Native American students falls at 48%. But keeping in mind, when we see N equals 1, that we're actually only looking at one specific student and not a group of students. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start by highlighting the information we want displayed in our chart. And we're going to do the same thing we've done before, head up here to Insert, and we'll have our option for charts. For this one, we're comparing different groups of students. There is no time progression, so we're going to go ahead and stick with a column chart. This one I'm going to pick 3D so we can see some other examples. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and copy this entire chart, and we're going to head down here to a different worksheet and paste it. So now we have this chart, and we can make it larger if we would like to, in a completely separate worksheet, but within the same workbook that all of our data falls. Okay, and this allows us to make it larger, take up more space, and not have it be distracted by the other information that we see in our original spreadsheet, where we're tending to look at student achievement broken down by objectives. Okay, this one you'll notice that it automatically started at 0% and ended at 100%, so we don't have to make any changes there. Again, at the bottom, our labels are completely correct because we've entered the sample size ahead on our spreadsheet. It then shows up in our graph. So we're seeing a straight comparison between the different races represented in our class and the average student achievement in those groups. Okay. We're going to go ahead and close that out. and save all the changes that we made. And again, charts in data sets B and C, all of the charts, you can copy and paste them into a Word document just like we did into a new worksheet. So now's a great time for you to check back and make sure that you feel comfortable with the objectives that we covered in tutorial number 3. And those are teachers will be able to select and manipulate appropriate data that they would like displayed in a chart. And you should also be able to create and format those charts to most appropriately display selected data. If you don't feel comfortable with those skills, now would be a great time to skim back through the video and refresh yourself on the ones that you might need a little bit more practice with.